That's good. We just passed a playground full of children's.
And action.
Well, we just walked over to the school here in Creed. Pan right. And we passed a group of kids out playing in the snow during recess. And I thought we might talk a little bit about the root of what we do, which is play. And why that's so important to us, not just as children, but as human beings. What do you think, Mo?
I think it's true. So what do you have to say about it?
Well, I think we know that children, when they learn, it's a developmental process to play. And so they create this really safe space around them where they can experiment with very adult situations. And they learn how to communicate with each other. And they actually learn that the world isn't just revolving around them. They learn that through playing, by inviting other characters, other children into their stories. And so it's essential for young people, but as we grow older, we find different ways of playing, and we find different ways to sort of relax and release, and we've sort of chosen to do that as a profession.
We have. And it's so important that in the work that we're doing and in the rehearsal process, in actual performance, I always tell people, actors that are on auditions, that if they could learn something new in the audition, it will probably be a successful audition.
Yeah.
And that's giving yourself the permission to just do something different than you've ever done before. And in the rehearsal process, if you just keep, seeing the same old thing, it's almost like, why bother? And so it's the really wonderful actors are always experimenting. They're always trying something new. They're always giving themselves permission to crash and burn, and fail and look stupid. I saw this thing on PBS last night that was about Jeff Bridges, and he was talking about, I think it was Robin Williams talking about him in Starman, where he plays this kind of funny guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Bridges was expressing his fear that what he was going to do was just going to be so foolish and would be mocked for the rest of his career. But as an actor, you have to be willing actually just to go ahead and go there and be the fool.
Yeah.
And that's the only way, that you actually can, where we can see something we've never seen before.
Yes. We talked in our drama class last week about how awkwardness and honesty usually go hand in hand, because teenagers are dealing it's such a sensitive thing to feel awkward, and they I guess we all, when we're teenagers, that's what we feel all the time, and we're trying so hard to not feel that way. And so to have the freedom and permission, actually, that awkward, it's helpful, that in order to get to an honest place, you have to be willing to be vulnerable and totally foolish and totally awkward. And so to empower children with that, but also adults, I find, is it's a wonderful way to find true intimacy between human beings. And it's something that we practice. We really try to reach that in the rehearsal hall, but we have to remind ourselves that, because it's an uncomfortable.
And we have to keep going there again and again. And it's never less awkward.
No.
Or less difficult. It's always difficult.
Yeah.
And yet it's that constant, what the artist the artist, I think, has to give is that grappling, the willingness to continue to grapple with the unknown.
Yes. Here,